What's going on, everybody? My name is Miles Toe. Welcome to the Toe Show. I think this is episode 3. This is 5. I haven't done this show in a while because I've been busy being a 30-year-old man. I have been deciding, I'm like, you know what? I need to go into some longer form content. Some guy on Instagram DM'd me. He's like, man, the money is in YouTube. So get to YouTube. People want to hear your voice. People want to hear your personality. So I'm like, heck it. And today I want to just talk about things that people always ask me. So I do a lot of these like neighborhood reviews. Like I kind of like go to a park. I'll go to like a place out mostly in New York, and I will kind of like do like a mockumentary style video, kind of like talking about the neighborhood in like a kind of a roasty comedian's perspective. It's not your usual like, oh, we like to go see the flowers. It's like, this place sucks and their people smell like cheese. And people always ask me like, how do you do it? Like, what's the process like? How do you decide? How did this start? And I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. Fuck doing interviews. I'm just gonna have you hear it from the horse's mouth, and the horse's mouth is here. This is a horse's mouth. This is me becoming the horse. And today I'm gonna tell you how I make those videos that consistently gone viral and have gotten me to the place where I am today. Let's dip our toes in. Like a starting place, I should begin. I should talk about like the villain origin story, like the roots of why I even started to do this form of comedy in the first place. Because before I was doing like regular like shitty like I don't know, characters. I would do like a dating character or like sketches with other comedians, and I just one day decided to go into a different route. You know, I just went totally like left field. Just decided doing this thing. The way this got started was so random and so like not like a planned event. I was on a trip with my friend to South Dakota, right? And don't ask me why my black ass is in South Dakota. I don't even know why to this day, but I loved it. I love the Black Hills. I love going hiking. I love the buffalo. Okay, I love all that stuff, and you'll never convince me otherwise. I had a grand time. Shout out to SD. In the environment of South Dakota, for a guy from the East Coast, you're like totally lost. You don't understand shit. You know, you're kind of just out there looking at buffaloes and white people like, what the fuck is this? There was this little touristy shop, and I don't know why I focused on it, but I was like, let's go there. I want to check it out. And they had in this little touristy shop, so like hats and like rocks and like stuff that people go to, like, I went to South Dakota, all I got was a t-shirt, like that kind of stuff. And it had like a giant buffalo statue. There's buffalo statues everywhere. They worship buffaloes out there, you know. But the place was called like, it was like this like sign that said, come on in to Al's Meat and Liquor. Al's Meat and Liquor. Honestly, if that were a fucking nightclub or like a strip club, that sounds like a grand time. Al's Meat and Liquor, that sounds like a beautiful time. That sounds like a great Tuesday night. I thought it was so funny, right? Because you think about tourist traps. You think about Times Square. You think about Staten Island Ferry, Statue of Liberty, you know? You don't think about Al's Meat and Liquor. You know, to me, it felt like this is their tourist attraction. This is their contribution to American tourist society. They're saying that we as South Dakota, the best thing we have to offer is Al's Meat and Discount Liquor. Also, I forgot to say it was discounted. I forgot to say that part. I was watching it. I was thinking about like David Attenborough, right? Like the Planet Earth documentaries, like the BBC, like today we're in Zimbabwe. It's like if David Attenborough was here in South Dakota, right? He would mostly focus on like the buffalo and the Black Hill Mountains and the cave systems and the different woodland creatures and the deer and the national park. But I was like, what if he focused on Al's Meat and Liquor? What if he gave this as like, this is the thing that represents this area? Because it kind of did. Al's Discount Meat and Liquor had looked like a little gun range, had like a cowboy hat store. It had like a buffalo meat section, and like to me, that's South Dakota. You know, if I want to watch a documentary, I don't want to see all the good parts. I want to see like you went to Al's Meat and Liquor. So I decided, what if I made a mockumentary about this place, and this place as the cultural representation of South Dakota as a whole, and what would that look like? What would a mockumentary hosted by the BBC starring David Attenborough look like? So that's what I did. I call it Trapped in the Midwest. That's how I got started. And you know what? I thought nothing of it. Someone was like, oh, that's pretty good. Got like what? 10K views? Maybe like 9? To me, it was nothing. And I just never did it again. This is like advice to like anyone that wants to go into content creation. If you're confused on what kind of content to post, I would do like 5 different types of content. Like I do a character, maybe like a sketch, and maybe like a one-on-one talking to a camera video. And then I did this documentary series. And then what happened was I would go down the list when I didn't know what to post. I would just go like back to the beginning, boom, 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 boom. And I noticed that the documentary series kind of went more viral than the rest. And people started going like, hey, you should keep doing this. And it's been a journey, dude. I've been traveling. I've been seeing a lot of different places, meeting a lot of new people, and like having a lot of new people follow me that like I didn't even know existed. Like it's crazy the impact that this is having, because to me, I'm just like a dumb content creator, but people really enjoy it. And I don't want to stop anyone from enjoying my content because I need the money. And that's keeping it real. That's keeping it 10 toes down. And people always ask me like, what is the actual process? Getting down to nitty gritty. How do you choose a neighborhood to talk about, to roast, to go into detail about? I predominantly like to go to neighborhoods I fucking hate. And there's only a few in New York, I'll be honest with you. There is a high correlation to neighborhoods I hate and my ability to afford to live there. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's just like, it's like right there. It's like a, what do you call like the, there's a, what do you call that shit? It's a correlation. There's a high correlation between neighborhoods in which I can't afford to live there and neighborhoods that I hate. Those neighborhoods usually suck, I'll be honest with you. Like Williamsburg is a fun place. I have lots of friends in Williamsburg. I love to drink in Williamsburg. Can I afford to live there? At this current juncture, no. And at this current juncture, I would not like to live there. But it's really, really fun to make fun of the residents who do live there because they kind of suck. If you've never worked or lived in Williamsburg, please do not say shit. But Williamsburg in its current state kind of fucking sucks. It kind of does. It's monochrome. It kind of just is boring. It's full of people from Ohio. It's the new Manhattan. It's Manhattan 2.0. Neighborhoods that people universally think suck. You know, I mean, look, small majority of people go like, I love Williamsburg. I love it. It's so in. It's so trendy. I love Williamsburg. But most people look at that place and it's like, no, we're not having fun there. Let's go somewhere else. That's one way I decide where I'm going to go to create content on. Also request, if you DM me, this is another thing. If you DM me, I will get to the neighborhood in which you want me to go. Here's right now. If you DM me, I will get to you eventually. But I'm not a lap dog. I'm not just gonna go, oh, here, I'm on the way. No, I want it to be random. I think it's more exciting if one day you wake up and I did a whole video in front of your front yard. Shout out to water. My process of creating these content, I will go to an area, let's say a park or a neighborhood, and the first thing I do, I'll just walk around. Just walk around and observe. And sometimes, dude, if you just go silently walking through a park one day, you'll start to see crazy shit. I remember I was in Brooklyn, I was in Bed-Stuy, at Tompkins, bro. I saw this white lady grilling tofu, like in public, like grilling tofu in public. And I thought it was the craziest shit of all time. I thought it was insane. I was like, there's no way. I kind of just walk around, I look at things, I look at people, and I kind of just, I take in the whole environment. Like you just take all the things, because we're all humans and creatures of just, you know, we have great brains that can just evaluate information and really in real time, visually and like mentally take in vast numbers of information and make our own assumptions. But then sometimes you don't have to even make the assumption because the assumption can be made itself, you know? You can walk into a place and be like, oh, this place is gonna suck. And then you walk around like, oh, this place does suck. But sometimes you're like, this place is gonna be horrible. And then sometimes it's amazing. I always like to do the things that are there, like supposed to do. So if I go to like Central Park, it's like walk around the lake or something, or like go to the museum here, or like just do the things in which people would do and act like you're from there, or act like, you know, you're just visiting, and then see how you're treated. And then if you feel accepted, that's how you know it's a good place. If you feel like isolated and weird and cold energy, oh, this place sucks. This place is horrible, you know? So that's what I do. I just go in there and I just observe. I just kind of walk around and I take notes. I take a lot of notes on my phone. I kind of like will take notes, or I'll just like hold my phone up and rant. I'll be like, lady in bike shorts, lesbian, goatee, no black people, cats on leashes, macho. After observing, I will film. And I've never really been a professional filmmaker. I've never been like, I'm a big movie guy. One day I'll do a video about my favorite movies because I have a lot of favorite movies. Follow me on Letterboxd, Miles Tell. I just love big wide shots. I like feeling really small and having a big environment. The way I see the world is I like to call myself a non-existent observer, where I don't feel like I exist. And the thing is about this content and the type of content it is, I've always never felt really accepted from like a child sense, or like even as an adult, you know, you go into like New York City, you know, it's like people have money and they have like decades of cultural legacy, and I'm coming in as a new person in this like giant world, you know, and it's like these giant skyscrapers and you feel so small. That's how I felt coming into New York. I feel tiny compared to this big scene around me. And then that's why I like to film. Like I film myself as like I'm non-existent, I'm just observing everything that's going around in this giant fucking matrix simulation around me that's taking place without me being involved. And I'm just there observing. It's like a tiny part of this big thing. I like to film like that, and I film in the sense where I'm not the focal point, where I am like in the shot, of course, but the focal point is like this world is big. The writing is the worst part. It's a lot of writing, editing, note taking, going back to my notes. Sometimes I'll write and I'll write too much, and I'll write something I don't want to write, and then I'll go back and edit that out. And sometimes I'll write something that I saw but I didn't write down and I had to go back and film it. Sometimes I'll film like 8 times. Sometimes I'll leave, like the Long Island City video. I filmed that in May and then went back in fucking June 1st and filmed again. Filmed twice. Like went through the whole neighborhood again, make sure I got everything. Let me tell you how Reddit changed my game. Reddit is the voice of the people. It's complaints, it's thoughts, it's reviews of the place in which you're going to. And it's people who live there. It would be a guy being like, yo, my cousin got shot right there on 2007 at 6 p.m. fucking by this guy, and that guy became a rapper. And it's like, cool, notes, added to notes, you know? And I have to use Reddit, and I have to take notes, and I have to be so accurate, because New York is a place where people really, really take pride in themselves and their neighborhood. When you are forced with a lot of different types of people into one section, you have to take pride on where your section is, like where your people stay. And so if you're talking about a certain neighborhood or a certain park, you gotta come correct, because if not, they're gonna fucking eat you alive. I mean, what about the voice, Miles? The voice. Why the voice? Why the AI voice? Because the David Attenborough Planet Earth BBC documentary to me is so funny when I think about him coming to a place local to me, you know? Because they always do like this big thing. If they did a documentary about New York State, they're doing New York City, and New York City is Times Square. And then they'll be like, you can go to Brooklyn, and they'll have like one picture of the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, the idea of David Attenborough coming here and documenting this, to me, is funny. YouTube just updated their algorithm, so now they are saying that if you use AI voice, you will be demonetized. So I'm going to start using my voice, but my voice, I talk way too fast, and my voice sometimes sounds like Lindsay Lohan after doing too many drugs. So I'm like trying to figure out what to do. You know, I don't know. Comment if you think I should use my real voice. I speak way too fast, and I have a problem enunciating, but I can do it. I mean, I can't do a cool British voice. Let me try. On this next episode, I can't. On this next episode of Why It Works, we are here in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, do or die, now home of White Claw, drink or chug. I mean, if I did my own voice, it would come off more sarcastic, and the nuances would be a little better. But for right now, I'm liking the British voice. If you are a British person or you have a great reading voice, if you have a great Morgan Freeman voice, please, my God, reach out to me. I should reach out to Morgan Freeman, see if he responds. That'd be cool. Side note, this whole process, first of all, takes forever. And the reason why is because I do it from this device right here. You guys can't see it, but it was in this thing. I do all my shit on a shitty iPhone 11. Everything. iMovie, Caption app, 11 Labs, I don't have a nice computer. I have this, look at this. It's a fucking HP from 2008. I don't have a fancy MacBook, dude. If I ever got the capital to, believe me, I'm gonna upgrade fancy MacBook, better system here. I want a Twitch stream because I've been playing video games nonstop. I think the whole point of what I'm trying to do is, I'm not reviewing a neighborhood to be like, this is where I want to live, or this place sucks. I think I'm just doing it because, to me, New York is such a special place. It's such a special place where there's so many different people living so many different lives. And to me, it's so interesting to see them all connect and see how they all coincide and how they all will fight and love and hate and agree and disagree and get together and will always be having each other's backs. And it's such a beautiful thing. And I think that these videos are just a reflection of my love for the city. I love New York City. It's made me become who I am. It's a living entity. It's a beautiful entity. The people I've met here are amazing. The experience I had here are amazing. And the crazy thing about New York City is that you can walk down the same 6 blocks and have the same 6 nights for 300 years, and then meet one person that lives 1 block over, and he'll show you a different side of New York you never saw. So I'm just hoping that through my content, you'll just see different sides of New York. And if you live in anywhere else but New York, I'm sorry, but you blame your parents or your shitty financial decision making. We live in the greatest city on the entire fucking planet. And anyone that says otherwise, respectfully, you can suck my dick. This has been The Toe Show. I've been Miles Toe. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions, comment below, subscribe, and like. I'm going to keep this show going. The Toe Show, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to try to do like, I don't know, once or twice a week. The Toe Show is going to continue. It's going to go strong. We're going to stay 10 toes down. Gross.